Okay, so we have olive oil, sea salt, rainbow pepper grinder, portobello mushrooms, and filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Whoops.
So we need to pan sear the steaks, which means you need to have this pan very, very hot.
Ooh.
500 degrees hot, actually.
Oh no. Over 9,000.
And because we're in a home kitchen, there's really no way of getting your pan to that temperature with a standard stove. So we're gonna put the pan that you're gonna cook the steaks with into the oven.
So what are we doing here? We're just brushing a mushroom?
Just brushing the dirt off the mushroom.
Okay.
Because when you wash mushrooms, it gets really soggy.
Ah, okay. So
it's very easy.
Oh.
Just roughly chop it. It's, you know, it's not rocket science.
Done.
So for your main affair tonight is a filet mignon, not mignon.
Mignon.
It actually means cute fillet in French, which is something you could throw out there for her because, you know, she's cute. She's a fillet. We've sliced up our portobello mushrooms as before, and one very common mistake that all men make
Not me.
with these steaks is that you can't salt them. Do not salt your steaks.
Okay.
Do not salt your steaks.
One more time.
And also keep it at room temperature before you cook it.
Why?
Steak contracts when they're cold.
Ah, just like, okay. Alright.
So if it's nice and warm at room temperature, it's, you know, make sure it's of course clean and you know, don't leave it out for days.
Oh.
Like, take it out,
Okay.
you know, 2 hours before you're gonna cook it, just leave it on the counter.
Alright.
So we've got the pan heating in the oven for about half an hour now, which means it's really hot.
And heavy, apparently.
So what you do with this 500-degree hot pan is you're gonna sear these steaks for 1 minute each side. It's gonna stick a little bit because you don't want to oil it. A bit of it on the other side. Now back into the oven. 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how you'd like it. Just because you can't make that decision yourself, I'm going to suggest 4 minutes.
Alright, 4 minutes it is.
And at this point, I've actually turned the oven off because it was set at 500. Basically, you want the steaks to just slowly continue to cook in the middle. And notice that I didn't have any oil in the pan too because all that fat and juices
delicious.
run out and be perfect. I need to take this off.
So as you can see, we have a fire going on, apparently. That's what I'm pulling out. And then we have another steak that's cooking on the side.
But this is ready.
Okay.
And it looks incredible.
Dude.
So what you need to do now is you make sure you rest them while the fire alarm is going off. Let's put it aside. And then you rest it under some foil.
But why do you rest it?
So that it actually is still cooking even though it's not in the oven or on the pan anymore, and it makes it a lot juicier.
Ah.
Let it settle down, you know, when you're heated and flustered.
Oh, of course.
Just settle down. So the meat's resting, and the wonderful juices that are left over in the pan, which is beef fat, we're going to use that to cook the portobello mushrooms. Let that saute until it looks cooked. If the pan is a bit dry, you can always add a bit of olive oil on there, and also just season it with some black pepper and salt. But you don't really need anything else. And my favorite part, red wine. Just a little bit for the mushrooms and
Classy, just
a
like
little
my
bit for me. Just let that, you know, soak through. Oh, sorry, did you want some? So the mushrooms are done. You can see it all soaked through. It's nice and soft. It's very easy to tell because it shrinks. And see the steak. Look at that juice coming out. So I mean, your steak is definitely ready.
Nice.
So It's rested, it's happy. Couple of mushrooms. And now you salt the steak. Let's just get some of that red wine juice.
It's gonna be even more
It's
red.
so tender. It's because, you know, no salting, resting.
Delicious.
Beautiful. Just like her. This
Mustard?
is not ladylike.
Ah, that's good.
Thanks for watching. For more recipes and restaurant reviews, head on over to spreadmybutter.com. And be sure to subscribe to our main YouTube channel, Spread My Butter.
It's Dijon.
Oh, well, that
Your
makes
filet mignon.
Huh. Dijon mustard and filet mignon.